Now, Nick, let's talk about Foreign Minister Penny Wong. She's been mocked far and wide. She was ratioed on X. That's something you don't want to happen to you on social media. And why? Because she posted this on Easter Sunday about celebrating something called Transgender Day of Visibility. Among the more than 6,000 responses she got was this from Sal Grover, who wrote, "Yeah, we know exactly what you stand with, men, or who you stand with, men. May I remind you that other people have rights, and demanding women give up our sex-based rights for men who claim to be women is many things, but it sure as SHIT isn't equality." Another popular response was this from Polybard, who wrote, "It's Easter, and please explain how you can commit to trans rights without destroying women's rights." Nobody has yet. If you scroll through those 6,000 odd messages, there aren't too many that are in support, Nick. What would possess her to post this on Easter Sunday, especially after the Biden White House copped so much heat for doing the same thing?
It's an incredible lapse of judgment for her. I mean, I presume she knew it was Easter Sunday. She might not. She might not be a churchgoer. I don't know. But
she would. Of course she would. You don't need to be a churchgoer to know it's Easter Sunday.
Well, you do. It's hard to find a bottle shop open, right? You know that. That's Easter Sunday, and long may it stay that way, to be honest. But look, this is wrong on so many levels, Rita. First of all, this organisation, well, they called Transvisibility something or other. You know, they must have known that March 31st
Day of
was
Visibility,
Easter Sunday.
I think it is.
Oh, I'm sorry to pass that misinformation on, but whatever they are, they knew. They must have known it was Easter Sunday on March the 31st, and they've deliberately scheduled it. Now, that's an insult to Christians. It's an insult to our Judeo-Christian heritage, and that's wrong. But for Penny Wong to repost it, the thing is, doesn't Penny Wong, maybe somebody should point out that we actually had a referendum on identity politics last year, and she lost. Her side lost. I mean, that's what The Voice was. It was about saying, well, everybody has the same rights. Everybody deserves equal respect in this country. Nobody deserves special respect. And this whole identity politics thing is so out of kilter with what most Australians think that I think Penny Wong is just proving once again that she and the Albanese government really are just way out of touch with ordinary people.
Well, the activists will tell you, well, this day has been on the 31st of March for 10, 15 years, so they weren't intending to take over Easter Sunday, but it has coincided with Easter Sunday this year, but there's no reason for politicians to be posting messages acknowledging this day on Easter Sunday. I mean, that's where the idiocy comes in. You expect the activists to be activists. You would expect the politicians to have a little bit more sense. And there are so many other days recognising this group. It's not like they're invisible for the other 364 days. Now, let's go to the New York Post. They're reporting that ISIS-K terrorists could very easily make their way across the US's completely unprotected southern border to carry out a Moscow-style terror attack. Of course, they killed some 143 innocent people there earlier this month. We've got, Nick, millions of undocumented migrants entering the US. Why wouldn't a terrorist cell take advantage of the Biden administration's losing control of that southern border? That's a very easy way to enter the country if you've got evil intent.
Well, that's right. And there was a case, I think a week or so back, as you might recall, where they'd arrested some Hamas operatives who tried to come across that way. So it's wide open. This is the problem. This is why we have borders, of course, to keep our people safe, to keep our citizens safe. And this is a terrible lapse of the duty of care by the Biden administration. We seem to sort of think that the ISIS terrorism thing is all in the past, Rita, but look, there are dozens of attacks this year alone caused by Muslim extremists around the world. It's just that they don't seem to make the papers anymore. Perhaps they should, to remind us that they haven't suddenly gone quiet. You know, they haven't suddenly turned over a new leaf. These people are really very, very driven by this wicked ideology, and they are driven to do terrible acts, and we need to be alert all the time.
Nick Cater, thank you so much for your time this evening.